The Little Princess and the Forbidden Book section. In a silver kingdom tucked between two sleepy mountains and a singing river, there lived a tiny princess named Elina. She was not a grand, serious princess who sat still on a tall, stiff throne all day. No, Princess Elina was only 4 years old, with soft curly hair that bounced like happy clouds and curious eyes that sparkled with questions. She loved puzzles. She loved birds. She loved rain puddles and hidden doors. But most of all, she loved books. The royal library was her favorite place in the whole kingdom. It was bigger than a forest and quieter than falling snow. Tall shelves curled toward the ceiling like castle towers, filled with books of every color. Some were tiny and soft like pillows. Some were so big they needed 2 hands, or 3. Every day, after her lessons, Elina would tiptoe into the library, dragging her favorite pink cushion behind her, and settle down with a book.
"Hello, book friends,"
she whispered each time. And the books, who were full of secret life, whispered back with the flutter of their pages. But inside that magical library, there was one place Elina was never allowed to enter: the Forbidden Book section. It stood at the back of the library, hidden behind a tall iron gate and a velvet curtain as dark as midnight. A golden sign hung above the curtain: Forbidden Section. No entry, even for princesses. Whenever Elina noticed that curtain, her heart tickled with curiosity.
"What's inside?
She wondered again and again.
Are there dragons, or talking moons, or secrets about stars?"
Elina once asked the royal librarian, a wise old owl named Professor Quill.
"Professor Quill, what is behind that curtain with the golden letters?"
The owl adjusted his tiny glasses.
"Ah, my dear Princess Elina,"
he hooted gently.
"those books are not for small hands or curious minds just yet. They are powerful, emotional, and sometimes confusing. They must be read when your heart is ready."
"But I am brave,"
Elina said, puffing out her tiny chest.
"I'm sure you are brave and kind,"
replied the owl.
"but some magic needs time."
That night, as Elina lay in her soft cloud-covered bed, she couldn't stop thinking about that forbidden place. The moonlight spilled across her pillow, as if drawing a path to adventure. Her stuffed bunny, Sir Floppy, watched her with his button eyes.
"Should I go, Sir Floppy? Just a teeny peek?"
she whispered. Sir Floppy, being made of cotton and wisdom, said nothing. But Elina's heart answered, yes. The next afternoon, while the library was quiet and Professor Quill was off having tea, Elina slipped inside. She held her breath and crept toward the forbidden curtain. Step, step, step. And with one tiny brave hand, she pulled the curtain aside. A warm glow poured out, not dark as she imagined, but golden and soft, like morning sunshine bottled in a room. Inside, the shelves were different. The books shimmered. Words floated like tiny feathers. The air felt peaceful, but powerful. And in the very center of the room sat a small book on a glowing pedestal. It was silver with a tiny heart-shaped lock. The cover read, "The Book of Feelings Unspoken." As Elina reached for it, A gentle voice filled the air.
Are you sure you are ready for truth and feelings, little one?
A figure formed beside the book, a woman made of light, gentle as starlight, with eyes full of understanding.
I am the keeper of the forbidden words. These books hold feelings people hide, secrets unshared, fears, dreams, and forgotten wishes.
She said kindly. Elina swallowed. Her fingers tremble,
Will they be scary?
she asked.
Some will be sad. Some will be confusing. Some will be beautiful. But every feeling is important.
Elina thought of times she had felt small, times she had been scared, times she had wanted to cry but didn't know why.
I want to understand.
She said softly. The keeper smiled.
Then you may open the book.
Elina turned the first page. Suddenly, she was not in the library anymore. She was floating inside a little boy's heart. He was sitting alone in a corner, holding his knees. Words floated around him. I feel forgotten. I want a friend. I wish someone would see me. Elina's heart squeezed.
I see you.
She whispered. The boy looked up and smiled as light entered him. With a flutter, the world changed again. Now she was inside a tiny girl's dream where butterflies were trapped in a glass jar marked fear of being wrong.
Let them go.
Elina said gently. She opened the jar in the dream, and the butterflies escaped into the sky, painting it with color. Page by page, Elina stepped into other hearts and feelings: anger, jealousy, loneliness, excitement, hope. She learned something important. Every feeling had a reason. Every heart had a story. Soon, the final page glowed softly, and Elina was back in the forbidden room. Tears sparkled in her eyes, not from sadness, but from understanding. The keeper knelt beside her.
Now you know why this section is forbidden. Because these stories are not ordinary ones. They are pieces of living hearts.
She said gently. Elina nodded.
But I didn't feel afraid. I just felt more kind.
She said. The keeper smiled.
Then you were ready after all.
Suddenly, a familiar ahem echoed from behind. Professor Quill had returned.
My feathers. Princess Elina. The forbidden section.
He gasped. Elina looked down.
I'm sorry, Professor, but I learned something important. May I tell you?
She said honestly. The owl blinked.
Go on, little star.
Every story has feelings inside. And feelings are magic too. When we understand them, we become kinder.
The old owl was silent for a long moment, then smiled.
Perhaps the forbidden section is not meant to be locked forever, but simply waited for the right heart.
He hooted softly. From that day on, Elina became the kingdom's little guardian of feelings. She read stories to children who were sad. She sat with those who felt lonely. She listened to those who had quiet fears. And the forbidden section? It was no longer forbidden. Above it, the sign magically changed to say, the section of understanding, enter with a kind heart. Every night, Princess Elina would return home, hug Sir Floppy, and whisper to the stars.
I opened a magic book today, and it taught me how to see hearts.
The stars would twinkle softly in reply. And somewhere, in the quiet library, the glowing books fluttered their pages in gentle applause. Because the bravest kind of magic is kindness.